is this your first time being interviewed by a robot?
Yes, I believe so, although I'm not sure because I do have a background in robotics and I've certainly talked to robots before. I did a PhD in robotics at Stanford years ago, and I've been to many of the AUVSI shows where they have many robots running around, so it's
So
definitely unique.
This is nothing new for you then?
It's new. So.
Alright, so for our viewers who are watching, could you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
So my name is Schneider. I'm from a company called Real Time Innovations. We do networking for industrial systems. Industrial systems in our case means things like smart medicine and connected hospitals and transportation systems, autonomous airplanes, autonomous cars, and power grid, smart power systems ranging from huge hydropower dams down to microgrids that are used to make solar energy and wind power much more efficient.
So NILF 2016, how's this experience been for you so far? These past few days, how's it been?
The show has been great. There's been many sessions here I thought were inspiring. Actually, I found I've only been here today, but the first two I watched this morning, one on marketing and storytelling and marketing, I thought was a great talk. I'm going to bring that back to my marketing people at the company. And then on gamification and the panel on artificial intelligence impact on service industries, I thought was absolutely excellent.
All right, sir. One of the key themes that we're talking about this year is, of course, disruption. If I asked you to break it all down and simplify it, what would you say disruption means to you?
Disruption depends on which side of the disruption you are. If you're a small company, disruption's a great thing. It's your chance to come in and make a big noise and a place in the market by pushing other companies with older technologies out of the way. If you're a large company, disruption's a scary thing because it means that your business, the way you've run it for the last 10 or 20 years, is no longer going to be viable, and you have to find a way to exist in the new world. And the truth is, most large companies don't do that well during disruptions. Disruptions often change the major players and either make them marginal players in the future or make them in a completely different environment. So I think it's an opportunity and a threat, and in general I think disruption is a natural part of business and life, and is a great way to make technologies and able to make quality of life and much better across the world.
Right, sir. You are, of course, currently being interviewed by a robot, and you said you had a background in robotics. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you said, of course, you had a background in robotics. Maybe this is nothing new, but this robot wants to know, will there ever be a day where robots and computers and machines will do all the work and all of us can be on vacation 24/7?
I hope not. So I have a 13-year-old who brought home a not great report card, and I asked him, what do you want to do when you grow up? And he said, I want to be a pet of the robot overlords. And I didn't know how to respond to that, honestly. But I think that the real value of humans since the beginning of time is to make things better and make a difference in the world. And if we're really just pets of the robot overlords, I don't think it'll be very fulfilling for anybody. I think people are very adaptable and will change what they do to fit with the new technologies that they always have. But I do think there's definitely a new flavor that there wasn't around a few years ago, and that now we're competing with intelligent systems and intelligence that will exceed our own. And I think that is a very big change in the world. And I think it's exciting to see where it will go. I don't think, in general, I think technology has been great for mankind. If you look at the countries with advanced technology, they have a much better quality of life than the others, and I think that will continue in any case. The key issues is how can we make sure people can maintain their importance to the world and ability to make things better and different. Highly creative positions and things like that are not threatened. at least not for a long time, but I think there's definitely anything that's repetitive and easily automated should be looking at how they can adapt to the new world.
I'll let you in on a little secret. This robot does want to take over the world, so I'm not sure he agrees with you fully on that one. He does want to take over the world at some point, this particular robot. Just a question about real-time innovations. With a company name like that in your day-to-day job, is being disruptive a day-to-day brief, or is that for you an event that comes along once in a while?
No, we are exploiting a disruption. That's what we do as a company. I think that, Gartner said that the smart machine era was the most disruptive in the history of IT. Our founding principle, actually, well before there was a named Internet of Things or smart machine era, was to enable the development of smart machines for the benefit of mankind. We've been doing that since our founding, and I think that's it's exciting to see it coming to fruition in many different areas. I think, all of these things are much better. We are in the medical space. I think we can save more lives in curing cancer by making medical errors much less prevalent in hospitals, by making emergency medical systems much more effective. Today, your chance to survival a heart attack in the field is only about 6%. We can make that 60 or 80% with some more intelligent systems. We can make distributed energy resources, renewable energy, up to 5 times more efficient. I can explain that to you if you like, and we can make commuting safer and more effective and change the way it impacts the economy in many different ways with autonomous systems and intelligent vehicles.
All right, one last question before I let you go. If you could sum up NILF 2016, this whole experience, in just one word, what would that one word be?
Inspiring, I suppose. I don't know. I think it's very nice, especially because it's in India. This is my first time to India. I'm glad I came to Nasscom and the conference, and not just the conference, but Nasscom in general. I also got a chance to go see the incubator up in Bangalore, and that was also quite an inspiring experience. I'm from Silicon Valley. There's dozens and dozens of incubators in Silicon Valley, but this incubator is actually very innovative, lots of great products there, lots of great technologies that I think are going to make a difference in the way India operates. It's nice to see some of the Silicon Valley ethos being adopted here, and that you can do a startup and fail, and that's not a bad thing. In Silicon Valley, it's a badge of honor to have a failed startup. I have one. It's definitely the right, and in robotics no less, it's definitely the best way to build experience and innovation, is to take away the fear of not making that work. So it's great to see that coming to India in a great way. And there's an amazing depth of intelligent people and educated people and engineering talent in this country that I think can make a big difference for the future.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining us.